going on? I wanted to give a shout out to Gary Chambers. I know it's been aired from Baton Rouge, but when he went at Connie Bernard about naming that school Robert E. Lee, I like how he told her behind off about what Robert E. Lee did to the slaves and how he felt and why it was wrong. Gary Chambers is one of them brothers that it's very important that you hear someone talk like that, speak like that, and be so eloquent but yet so direct. Because he brought up true heroes from Louisiana who have not gotten their due, that should have statues built. And you don't always understand uh, a place and a context until you get it said like that. You know, Gary Chambers was like, that's like grassroots leader right there. And it needs to be said. It hasn't been said near enough that you can't be putting out these slave plantation naming after people who benefited from the pain and misery, and they're still being rewarded like they're some kind of heroes when they were villains, when they were criminals. So I applaud where he was coming from. Um, I watched the whole 3 minute speech. And I like when he got at Connie Bernard and said, "You're over there shopping on your computer when you should be getting this history lesson. And I'm about to give it to you." That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of real talk that is missing now. See, when people up here try to minimize racism and institutionalize racism, systematic racism, and then they try to like throw some so-called Confederate leader up there and put and paint it like they should be treated like a king or treated with disrespect. No, you need to tell the truth that, hey, this was against humanity, this was insanity, and it's not to be rewarded. Have to tell it 100. And Brother Chambers put it down. I thought it was very precise, direct, no sugarcoating, and he went raw on it. And I enjoyed hearing him talk. So I thought it was very important that that was said. And glad he's been getting some rounds down there. People had him rolling mine. Different people like talked to him. I'm glad to see him getting out there because he was speaking from the heart. And that's what you do when you're talking about racism and the history. And if you're going to acknowledge people, tell the truth. You know, don't sit there and paint it like, okay, well, we're just going to sit here and tolerate this, because that's what they're trying to tell you to do. Systematic racism wants to keep on and keep you institutionalized and keep on regurgitating people that had not have the interest at heart. So, anyway, that's my thoughts and takes about Gary Chambers' Baton Rouge speech against Robert E. Lee's school being named after him, and right on to that, brother. Hit that like, subscribe, and the bell rings. New video. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for one another. And grassroots people are the ones who make changes. You have to speak up. I'm out.